If you are an early intermediate piano student who is at the stage where you are getting used to dealing with semiquavers, this Scherzo by Haydn is a suitable piece for you. It is typical of the classical period. The texture is homophonic. This means there is a main melody in the foreground which is supported by a less prominent harmonic part. Knowing this will help us to play with a good balance between the hands when we are ready to perform it. The time signature tells us that there are 2 beats per bar, so if we were to march to the music, we would have 2 steps per bar. The piece is in the key of F. If you have never played the scale of F, you should learn it before this piece. The scale of F requires different fingering to all the other major scales. We always place our 4th finger of our right hand on the B-flat key on the piano. This short piece is in binary form. There are 2 sections, each of which is repeated. There are 2 phrases in the first section. There are 4 phrases in the second section. However, since the 5th and 6th phrases are the same as the 1st and 2nd phrases, you do not have to learn them again. Imagine the waste of your practice time if you did not notice they were really the same. The piece begins with an anacrusis or an upbeat. This consists of 1 note which is played before the first note that falls on the first downbeat. An anacrusis is never counted as a bar, so we can refer to it as bar 0. If you scan the piece, you will notice that the most common duration is a semiquaver. Semiquavers can also be called 16th notes. So, it is appropriate that when you are at the learning stage, you can count out loud in semiquavers to control the rhythm with excellent precision. There are many different ways to count out loud. I suggest you say sem-e-qua-ver to subdivide each beat into 4 syllables. Feel free to substitute this for any other system your teacher may use. Whichever system you use, know the best results come to those who actually count out loud. The performance tempo is indicated as allegretto. This is quite lively. You could imagine it as more like trotting than walking. If you have not learned 30 or 40 pieces with semiquavers already, then this trotting speed is much too fast for you. I suggest largo is a suitable speed for the learning stage. Later, when you can play without any hesitations, gradually build up the speed to allegretto over a few days or even a few weeks. If you hesitate while you play it, always tell yourself you are going too fast for now, then play at a slower speed. These tips should help you learn the piece very well. To help you further, consider learning the piece in small chunks. You can join the chunks together later on. Here we present a few chunks to show you how to practice this piece. When you do these, perhaps you will see the benefit of chunking as a learning strategy you can use for each new piece you learn. Many repetitions of each chunk are required before you will really know them. Let's start to learn a few chunks of the right hand part. In this score, you can see your right hand is on the lower stave. The upper stave has notation for a drum set. The notes with heads like an X are the hi-hat. You have to listen to these and match them with your counting out loud. What you have to say is printed in the space between the staves, just enough to get you started. You have to continue saying this as you play each repetition. When you feel you know these chunks very well, try joining them up and get them to flow. To prove you can do it, please make a recording of yourself playing through the right hand part while you are counting out loud. Of course, after a few days or a week when the rhythms are correct and secure, you can internalize the counting so your audience will not hear it. But if you skip the counting out loud step, your rhythm will probably be hesitant or even incorrect or erratic. Learn well by counting out loud from the earliest stages. Please stand by to start chunking.